the beginning, there was chaos. Oh, wait, that's not this version. At first, there was only water and clouds, only. But by some miracle, there was a wooden boat floating on that water with some bearded dude. In this boat was Piran, the Slavic god of thunder and a god of gods in Slavic mythology. Piran got bored of constantly creating lightning bolts and hurling them into nothingness, so out of boredom he decided to look in the water. And as he looked at himself, he saw his reflection, which later turned out not to be his reflection but another god, Veles, king of the abyss, whom Piran had created in this way. After an indefinite period of time, Veles came up with the idea to make a sequel to the Kevin Costner movie and have the gods create a land for them to walk on. Piran told Veles to bring the dirt from the depths and to say that in his name he had come for the dirt. Veles, as it happens in every generous fantasy, became jealous of Piran's power, and when he reached the very bottom where it was dark as in a cupboard, he said, "I take you in my name." Piran waited impatiently in the boat. Finally, after a while, Veles appeared and held out his hand. Unfortunately, the water washed away all the dirt, and Piran ordered Veles to do this several times. The situation repeated itself again, and again. Veles this time spoke Piran's words exactly, and before he bounced off the bottom, he took the glowing stone with him. When he gave the dirt to Piran hurled them into the water, and so land was formed, which at first resembled a small island. When Piran fell asleep from exhaustion, Veles wanted to push him into the water and drown him, for it was to him that the land belonged, for it was he who had brought it out of the water. Unfortunately, whenever Veles tried to do this in the first place where Piran was about to fall, the earth formed and the land expanded. Finally, Piran woke up. The gods quarreled, and as befits real men, they began to fuck each other with superpowers. Piran struck Veles with a lightning bolt right in the track. The stone he stole broke in half. Veles spit in counterattack, and his spit was so powerful that in the future people will have backyard competitions to see who can spit further. Veles spit up some dirt that he accidentally swallowed while diving. The earth formed huge mounds. That's how mountains were formed. In flight, the crystal transformed into a great dragon. The dragon rushed at Piran, but after a short fight, Piran took the other half of the crystal and created the viper, who fought Veles' dragon. The Veles dragon had the power of hurling water, which he used to quench the other Piran. And the moment that water and fire met, the first rain came. It's time for round 2 of the Piran and Veles clash. This time, the grandfathers decided to pluck some hair from their beards, thus creating the Tree of Life. The final blow was dealt by Piran, and Veles fell into the abyss among the tree roots. Piran, on the other hand, took a penthouse on the top of the treetop. Veles became king of the underworld and the seas. Sometimes he visited the earth because he contributed to its creation, but he could not go near the Tree of Life. Piran reigned there. Meanwhile, the two dragons continue to fight each other. Piran finally separates them like humans walk their dogs and throws the dragon Veles into the underworld. He chains him up and he tries to free himself, where each month the chains grow weaker, especially from the frost. Then Piran takes his hammer and with a mighty blow forges the chain anew. This heralds the coming of spring. Piran fell asleep from exhaustion while Veles decided to come to the surface and spit again, this time on the scales which the beast had left behind. The scales gave rise to small dragon-like creatures. While the creatures were drawing ominous streaks with their tails, Veles created troughs in the ground in order the water to flow through them. So lakes and rivers were created. Piran awoke, and annoyed at the sight of the dragons, did the same to the beasts. There were so many of the beasts that they flew around the world like pigeons. The dragons settled in the swamps, drank the water, and rose into the sky, turning into clouds to flood the earth with it. Small vipers in the form of clouds chased the emissaries of Veles away with thunder. This battle can be observed to this day during thunderstorms. This is how the world was created, from fire and water.